You know, this film kind of reminded me a bit of The Simpsons, funnily enough.
Why?
Man has always loved his buildings. But what happens when the buildings say no more?
I didn't think it was gonna fall over.
The best part was when the buildings fell down.
San Andreas is directed by Brad Payton. It stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Carla Gugino, and Alex Daddario.
San Andreas is about an earthquake that has rocked the west coast of America. And it's up to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to save his wife and daughter.
And this movie was... Take out The Rock and it was horrible.
Pretty much. The Rock made this movie plausible. Like, the things that happened in it, the far-out action sequences, the sheer heroics.
It wasn't really even action sequences.
Oh, it was
like
disaster.
I don't know. He did like a thing, and you're like, oh, it was The Rock.
It was
okay,
like only The Rock can pull that off.
It was, yeah. It wasn't good.
It wasn't good. At the end of the day, it was a disaster film, a disaster drama that was just so full on. When scenes weren't of the entire of North America dying, it was about the relationships between the characters and how
it was so ridiculous.
How absurd they were. Like,
yeah, it was either an earthquake or so overly dramatic. It's like
getting into acting. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is a monster.
He's actually
he's
not a bad actor. Like,
he just does bad movies, I guess.
yeah.
Like,
he does big budget movies.
He's
You're not gonna see
big budget action star.
You're not going to see the Rock and Ryan Gosling in a movie together. Unless Ryan Gosling decides to do
a big budget. But yeah, I mean, he plays his role perfectly. He does things that only The Rock can do. So, like, props to him. It's a unique thing that he can do.
The Carla Gugino. I know her from Entourage.
Entourage, yep.
Yeah, she was fine, I guess. She did a...
Yeah, her,
I believed that she was a mother.
There wasn't much for her to do, really. I mean, it was just...
And,
she showed remorse and sadness at certain points for her family, fair enough. Other than that, it was...
Alexandra Daddario. She's not great, but she's fucking pretty. The hardest thing to go past for me, though, like, in terms of... Like, this movie was, like, you had to suspend disbelief.
Oh.
In so much.
Oh,
But how is she The Rock's daughter?
That's a fair point.
She's 29 and she looks like 28.
Yeah, but you can see her as Carla Gugino's daughter.
I could,
but you don't really look at that.
Right. And yeah, this movie was just like you had to suspend, as I just said, you had to suspend your disbelief on every second scene. Like that. All right, I'll go with you.
Just go with it. It's part of the ride. Enjoy it.
Yeah. Speaking of acting as well, why was Paul Giamatti in this?
He made a good scientist.
What? What? Paul Giamatti has made some interesting choices lately. He was Rhino for 3 seconds in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
And the Australian part, I guess, in the film, the love interest, Hugo Johnston Burt, was truly awful. The second I heard his accent, it's like, this guy, no accents for you in the future.
This movie's story wasn't
groundbreaking at all. I mean, it's a recycled storyline.
You just had to believe what they told you. Like, for the demographic this movie is for, like, they're just telling you shit like,
hey, this is happening, you believe it now.
I know.
There's no questioning it. But that's what you go into these movies not to be challenged.
No.
So, yeah, it's expected.
The story's not good. The directing was I can't point out.
I mean, he did what he could with the script and the cast. The CGI was all beautiful. He did his job.
Yeah, the action, like the buildings. Spoiler: buildings fall down in this movie.
And boy, do they fall.
Yeah, they looked fine.
Yeah, I mean, there was only...
My only problem with the cinematography, there was a lot of recycled shots. Like,
just like landscape shots.
yeah,
of
they
things,
they cut to the same like landscape shot after every dramatic sequence.
which was every scene.
I know. If every second scene was a dramatic close up, and then buildings fall down, and then
Another like little dramatic scene, and then another massive landscape. Oh shit! Like it's like reminding us of what's going on. It's like we know.
So what would you give it?
Rating this film, I'm going to give it a nice steady 5. I mean, Hugo Johnston brought down the acting, but then Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson brought it way back up again. If he was not in this film, this would have been a 3. I'm convinced. And essentially, this film was summed up by the opening scene. The opening scene was a girl rocking out to Taylor Swift styles. I mean, I was done. I was ready to walk out. So, what would you rate this film?
I'd give it a 5, just because you take The Rock out of this movie and it's
a shit heap.
it doesn't even pass. And Alexandra Daddario is gorgeous, like to look at, but that's all it is. Like, it's so bad.
It's a pretty film with pretty people.
Yeah. No substance at all. You try poke beneath the surfaces, you're gonna find nothing though. Pretty movie with pretty people.
Hey guys, thanks for checking out this video. If you have anything you'd like to see us doing in the future, let us know.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you've got some movie suggestions, top 10s or whatever. Leave a comment down there. And don't forget, if you don't, WrestleMania 32, Nick vs. The Rock in a steel cage.
Fuck me.
If you smell what The Rock is cooking.